everyone, welcome to Empower Hour with Trang. Today we have an awesome guest, Eleanor Key. She is the DFW Multifamily Boss Babe.
So good to see you, everyone.
Yes, thank you so much for being with us today, and I would love for the audience to know more about you. But first, I'm proud to say that Eleanor is one of our ERA Empower commercial agents. So welcome, Eleanor.
Yes, I'm a commercial broker in DFW area. My focus area is Texas Triangle, and everything about multifamily is my expertise. I've been having really good experience as my personal profit to grow and as much as my investors' profit to grow.
Tell us, why multifamily?
So multifamily is one of the best investment vehicle. I've been trying Forex, mutual fund, and stocks. I've tried everything, even commercial, triple net lease. But tax saving wise and safety wise, and of course the return overall, everything combined, I look at it as a multifamily is the best investment vehicle because people need a place to live anyway. And not only that, the cash flow and tax mediations, that everything that offer in a multifamily is really good investment, people worthy to learn and study and to taking actions.
So maybe I'll go back a little bit. So for those that are new to the investment world, tell them what you mean when it's multifamily versus residential real estate.
Single family is a single family. Multifamily means a lot of a multi-unit. That means apartment. And apartment unit usually is after the 4 unit is belong to the commercial. So the significant difference between single family and multifamily is the multifamily is not classified as a commercial, and the multifamily getting a loan and all the asset, we running as a business. So it in a safety wise, whatever interest rates go up, just in case market crash, the highest direct impact will have is a single family. They have a decreased a significant amount of the value, but apartment demand will be keep increasing during the pandemic, during the economic crisis, whatever the impact. Although multifamily world interest rate affecting a little bit of the cash flow, but in the overall return, I don't see any investment vehicle will giving me the double, make my asset double in 2 to 4 years.
That's significant.
Yeah, that is really good.
So if for those that are kind of iffy and they're not sure, and when we're thinking of multifamily or apartments, it can be very overwhelming and it's very expensive, right? So for the smaller investors, what is the minimum amount that they can get into, to play with the big boys?
Yeah, so I know the multifamily asset is a big boy. We, especially our group, syndication group, and my network of the Blossom Rock syndication group, we're pursuing the 100 or plus unit that might cost 15 to 60 million. In that big boy, when we invite investor, it just require 50 to 100,000, 50K to 100,000.
Did you guys hear that? Only $50,000 to get in to play with the big boys.
You can be a legal ownership. So you buying a security, you buying a share of that apartment syndication, that portion legally ownership. That co-ownership, you will have a cash flow, you will have a total return. Usually I go through all the numbers together and overall that investor group as a limited partner. So as me as a general partner, me and my partner have a more liability. Like we sign a loan and we put down a few $100,000 honest money. Usually in apartment, that commercial real estate, the honest money is the hard money they want, non-refundable.
Oh.
And that's a big liability, but investor coming as a limited partner, they don't have all those liability.
Yeah.
They can have as
lower
little
risk for sure.
lower risk. Whatever risk have, if the apartment is not performing as a promise, what you will lose, you will have a 50% return at least. But what we offer usually is 800% or above. So in that scenario, liability and risk is very, very low compared to the stocks and cryptocurrency.
Oh,
Honestly,
totally,
I don't have a stomach with that much of ups and downs.
Yeah.
But this one, I look at as a very safe.
Okay. So what is the, for those that are, curious about how you got started in multifamily, and how do they contact you, to play with you in your world?
Yeah, so it's just easy. Usually, I need to have a pre-existing relationship with the investor.
Okay.
A lot of my investor contact me through the friends and family introduce, and also majority of my investors are from my multifamily network, like conference, symposium, whatever training that I go. That is very expensive training, according to specialty of the business size. That's if you want to scale up, you have to spend a lot. Like my mentoring program require $35K, and some other investor, if go to the conference to learn about the business, even though entry level, they have to pay for the conference a few hundred, and hotel and air flight. So everything I combine as a business. So I think I got it into this business to begin with a passive investment, just to saving tax.
Okay.
So saving tax was a big, since we don't have any dependents, we don't have a kid, our parents love to working, so we pay so much tax.
Right.
So how do I saving tax through the multifamily? We can cover following series, but at this point, if I just sum up, the depreciation of the apartment is so huge. As you owning a single family, you will have a tax benefit. I guess it's 25%, and you can defer that tax to tax benefit to you right off. But multifamily, usually depreciation is 100%. So if you invest 100,000, that you will have 100,000 tax depreciation benefit. That goes to your tax benefit, tax return, and the depreciation is so big and tax benefit is so much bigger, it will counter your income as well.
So bottom line is you don't really have to pay so much in the multifamily world and still earn a lot when you invest. And it's passive, so we don't have to
hands off
deal with tenants and toilets in the middle of the night and all of that stuff. So that's
the return is as good as that much. I think it's overriding.
More,
even a lot more than the single family, because unless you're paying cash in a single family, you have to pay the mortgage along the way. In my case, I have a small honeymoon home in California. My mortgage and then the tenant, the rental is like break even. And so if you see it, that is kind of out of pocket for me. Insurance and HOA, the tenant don't pay. But luckily, the equity was raising, but ideally, I treat as an investment, I would go with apartment, unless if I pay cash on the single family. Now the loan situation is not so good. Interest might be even worse in the future. That directly affects the house value. And in that time, tenant pay this much, and you might pay this much for the loan.
I think so too. I think so. And that's one of the concern is with high inflation rate and now high interest rate. Not a lot of people can afford to buy single family homes to invest. It doesn't make sense. So that's one of the reasons why we invited Eleonora to come and share her knowledge today, because I think everybody needs a home, and apartments the cost is really high. So might as well get a piece of the pie by investing into multifamily. For those that are new, what are some advices that you could give to the beginner investors?
So I will go to conference. That's the number one. And number one, that when you go to conference, you will meet a lot of same like-minded people who don't want to spend a few $100,000 down pay for the single family, but they can as little as $50K to begin with, rolling their asset to grow as double in 2 to 3 years. Normally, we presenting the offering holding period as 5 years, but of course, we want quick turnaround. When the unit already upgraded, income already increasing, in that point, we wanted to look for the right timing to sell. That means we want quick turnaround. We don't want to hold that much, but we offering is a maximum 5 whole year. That holding time within that years, they can increase or grow their asset to be double. That is a really good strategy. Usually in the conference, a lot of people share their experience, and a lot of people are new, but also at the same time you will meet someone have experience too in success. And number 2 is just study. I call it as a YouTube university. If you Google or YouTube, there is tons of information about the multifamily. And number 3, I will interact with some syndicator like me. It's easy to, if you are local area, just email me or call me. Hey, I'm interested in the deal. How can I start? It's very easy. I have all the deal going on all the time. I consider my deal is very, very conservatively underwritten, and I also have a very, very close relationship with the property management company who give me the very realistically achievable pro forma. So I can give them a market perspective, economic perspective. I also go through all the numbers together in a spreadsheet. So I invite them over to Zoom meeting. I show them why this number working out. It's very easy and understandable. Usually my investor very, very feel comfortable. So that's how they begin in this industry.
I think that's really important that whoever you're doing business with or putting your money in, right? You need to be able to feel comfortable and be able to trust that person. So with us here, we can also host get-togethers so that people can come in and get to know our partners. So that's something that look forward to in the future that we could do for our audience.
Yeah, I'm so happy to do that. And remember, no risk, no return. There is no 100% comfort. I always encourage my investor, get out of your comfort zone. Try something different and try something higher and try only a few people do. That takes courage, but I'm so glad I did. If I just scared of everything, like my mom and my parents give me the financial education is hiding cash in the rice can. So that doesn't work out for me to planning for my better finance future, but just come out and meet people who are already have a great achievement in that area. If they can do, if I can do, you can do it.
Yeah, right. And one thing that I find very comforting is knowing that you are also out there working and investing, but you are also investing in the knowledge. You're willing to pay, if you heard her earlier, just paying like almost $100,000 a year just to be out there meeting the right people and bringing back that knowledge to share with her community. So to me, that's really important because you want to do business with the people that's wanting to always improve and find different ways to better serve their clientele and their community. So I applaud you for that. So thank you.
Totally right.
So with that, I think that's it for today. We have a lot of information. We don't want to overwhelm you, so we'll just take it one little bit at a time, and then we'll continue next time. Thank you so much, everyone. This is Empower Hour with Trang and Eleonora. Thank you.
Thank you.